Between the two world wars of the 20th century, Florence was home to a prominent expatriate British colony. That you know. The British had in fact been coming to Florence for a couple of centuries, but most of them left the city on the outbreak of the First World War. They came pouring back again once the war was over. Among the British who lived in Florence during the interwar years, there was a wide variety of political opinion. There were those who supported Mussolini's regime, those who were indifferent to it, and those who were ardently anti-fascist. Several of the expatriates in the first category seem to have viewed fascism as an orderly and agreeably non-threatening alternative to communism, ignoring the continual acts of violence perpetrated by the squadristi. Such people had a British sense of superiority and entitlement and thought that they could coexist with or influence the fascists in power. In this, they were woefully mistaken. The word fascism comes from Latin fascis, meaning a bundle. This refers to bundles of rods containing an axe that were borne by lictors before the consuls, praetors, and dictators of Republican Rome, symbolizing their power to inflict corporal and capital punishment. In the early 20th century, the bundle was taken to represent the various elements in society all bound together in a common effort. The arrival of fascism in Florence is documented in an interesting passage by the Nottinghamshire novelist D.H. Lawrence. In the summer of 1920, I went north, and Florence was in a continual socialistic riot. Sudden shots, sudden stones smashing into restaurants where one was drinking coffee, all the shops suddenly barred and closed. When I came back, there was a great procession of fascisti and banners. It was the beginning of fascism. It was an anti-socialist movement started by the returned soldiers in the name of law and order, only another kind of bullying.